Institute of Cost Accountants of India. Fundamentals of Business Laws and Business Communications, Paper 1, MCQ Banks, Interactive Quiz, all 290 questions. Let's move to our first question. What are the sources of law? A. Constitution of India. B. Constitution of India, judicial precedent, customary laws, statutes and ordinance. C. Statutes enacted by Parliament of India and state legislatures. D. Religion. Let's check our answer. The correct answer is B. Constitution of India, judicial procedures, customary laws, statutes and ordinance. Let's move to our next question. Question number 2. Which article in the Constitution of India 1950 has provisions for introduction of bill in Parliament of India? A. Article 119, B. Article 141, C. Article 107, D. Article 243. Let's check our answer, which is the correct answer. It's option C, Article 107. Let's move to our next question. Question number 3. Money bill is introduced in which house of the Parliament? A. Council of People Lok Sabha, B. Council of State Rajya Sabha, C. Both the houses, D. None of the houses. Let's check the correct answer. It's option A, Council of People Lok Sabha. Next question, question number 4. Under what article of the Constitution of India 1950 is the President of India empowered to make ordinance? A. Article 243, B. Article 123, C. Article 129, D. Article 368. Let's check our answer. It's option B, Article 123. Let's move to our next question. The essence of subordinate legislation can be found in which article of Constitution of India 1950? A. Article 12, B. Article 32, C. Article 13, D. Article 14. Let's check the correct answer. The correct answer is Article 13. Let's move to the next questions. Question number 6. When was Constitution of India passed by the Constituent Assembly? A. 26 January 1950, B. 26th November 1949, C. 25th November 1949, D. 15th August 1947. Let's check our answer, which is the correct option. It's option B, 26 November 1949. Let's move to our next question. Question number 7. Which is the highest court in India? A. High Court, B. Supreme Court of India, C. International Court of Justice, D. Session Court. Let's check our answer. The answer is B. Supreme Court of India. Next question, question number 8. Which article of Constitution of India have the power to entertain petition of violation of fundamental right? A. Article 32, B. Article 226, C. Article 226 and Article 32, D. Article 356. Correct answer is, let's check, it's option C, Article 226 and Article 32. Let's move to our next question. Question number 9. Which is the highest civil court in a district? A. Session Court, B. Supreme Court, C. District Court, D. High Court. Let's check to our answer. The correct answer is District Court, option C. Let's move to our next question. Question number 10. Which article of the Constitution of India empowers the legislature to make laws? A. Article 112, B. Article 243, C. Article 141, D. Article 245. Let's check to our next question. Answer is Article 245, option D. Question number 11. When was the Supreme Court of India established? A. Option 26 November 1949, B. 26 January 1950, C. 28 January 1950, D. 1st October 1937. Let's check the answer. It's 26 January 1950. On that day, the Supreme Court of India was established. The next question. Which article of the Constitution of India stipulates law made by Supreme Court of India? A. Article 141, B. Article 245, C. Article 368, D. Article 352. Let's check our answer. The correct answer is Article 141, option A. Article 141. Next question, number 13. What is the schedule in Constitution of India for separation of subject for legislature? A. 9th schedule, B. 7th schedule, C. 32nd schedule, D. 14th schedule. Let's check our answer. The correct answer is 7th schedule, option B. Next question. What kind of structures does Indian Constitution have? A. Unitary, B. Federal, C. Autocracy, D. Totalitarian. Let's check our answer. It's B. Federal, option B. Next question. Under which article can we amend the provisions of Constitution of India? A. Article 356, B. Article 368, C. Article 254, D. Article 245. Correct answer. Let's check. It's Article B. 368. Under which article? Under Article 368, we can amend the provision of Constitution of India. Let's move to our next question. Question number 16. It's question number 16. Which is the lowest court to approach for criminal matters? क्रिमिनल मैटर्स में हम लोग सबसे निचले कोर्ट में कहाँ अप्रोच कर सकते हैं? ए. मुंसिफ कोर्ट, बी. जुडिशियल मजिस्ट्रेट, सी. सेशन कोर्ट, डी. डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट. लेट्स चेक आवर आंसर. It's B, option B, judicial magistrate, the lowest court to approach for criminal matters, judicial magistrate. Next question, number 17. Mention the number of judges in the Supreme Court of India, including Chief Justice of India currently. A. 23, B. 32, C. 34, D. 46. Let's check our answer. It's option C, 34 number of judges in the Supreme Court of India, including Justice of India currently. Next question, number 18. Fundamental rights are mentioned under which part of Constitution of India? Fundamental rights. Option A, Part 11, option B, Part 3, option C, Part 9, option D, Part 12. Let's check our answer. It's option B, Part 3, under which fundamental rights are mentioned of the Constitution. Let's move to our question number 19. Municipalities are provided for authority under which part of Constitution of India? A. Part 9, B. Part 9A, C. Part 3, D. Part 1. Let's check our answer. It's part B, 9A. Let's move to our question number 20. Question number 20. Under what article of Constitution of India 1950 is the governor of a state empowered to make an ordinance? A. Article 123, B. Article 243, C. Article 245, D. Article 213. Let's check our answer. It's Article 213, option D. Article 213 empowers the governor of a state to make in an ordinance. Let's move to the next question. Question number 21. Wow. Question number 21. What are personal laws? A. Laws relating to interpersonal behavior. B. Custom, religious beliefs that have now been codified. C. Laws that a person makes. D. Law based on opinion. Personal law. Let's check our answer. It's B. Custom, religious beliefs that have now been codified are personal laws. Next question, question number 21. 22. Which article of Constitution of India deal with inconsistency between law made by Parliament and laws made by the legislature of the states? Article A, option A, Article 245, option B, Article 254, option C, Article 368, option D, Article 32. Let's check our answer. Option B, Article 254. Let's move to our next question. Question number 13. What is a private bill? Option A bill introduced by a member of other than a minister. Option B, bill introduced by a private citizen. Option C, bill introduced by a private company. D, bill relating to affairs which are private to individuals. Let's check our answer. Option A bill introduced by a member other than a minister is a private bill. Next question, question number 24. The Parliament for the Union of India, which shall consist? Option A, the President, the Council of States, Rajya Sabha, and the House of People, Lok Sabha. Option B, the Rajya Sabha. Option C, Lok Sabha. Option D, Legislative Assembly. Let's check our answer. The Parliament for the Union of India shall consist, option A, the President, the Council of States, and that is Rajya Sabha, and the House of People, that is Lok Sabha. Let's move to our next question, question number 25. Secondary or subordinate legislation cannot go beyond, option A, ambit of the Act, option B, the ambit of the Act or the Constitution of India, option C, the Constitution of India, D, directive principle of state policy. Let's check our answer. It's option B, the ambit of the Act or the Constitution of India. Let's move to our next question, question number 26. The Appellate Court for National Consumer Disputes Redressal Communication Tribunal is A, High Court, B, District Courts or Subordinate Court, C, Court of Subordinate Judge Class 1, D, Supreme Court. Let's check our answer. It's option A, High Court. Next question, question number 27. The ancient Indian court can be divided into 6 categories based on their rank as A. The Gana, the Kula, the Sreni, the Nripa, the Adhikrita, the Sasita. Option B, the Kula, the Sreni, the Gana, the Adhikrita, the Sasita, the Nripa. Option C, the Kula, the Adhikrita, the Gana, the Adhikrita, the Sasita, the Nripa, the Sreni. Option D, the Nripa, the Adhikrita, the Kula, the Gana, the Sreni, the Sasita. Let's check our answer. It's option B, the Kula, the Sreni, the Gana, the Adhikrita, the Sasita, the Nripa. Let's move to our next question, question number 28. Violable contract is one. Option A, which is lawful. Option B, which is invalid. Option C, which is valid so long it is not avoided by the party entitled to do so. Option D, none of these. Let's check our answer. Violable contract is one which is valid so long it is not avoided by the party entitled to do so. So the correct answer is option C. Let's move to the next question, question number 29. The difference between an advertisement for sale and a proposal is A, no difference at all. Option B, the proposal becomes promise as soon as the party to whom it is made accepts it, but an advertisement does not. C, every case will be viewed according to the circumstances. D, none of these. Let's check our answer. It's option B, that a proposal becomes a promise as soon as the party to whom it is made accepts it, but an advertisement does not. Let's move to our question number 30. In a book depot catalog of book enlisting the price of each book and specifying the place where the particular book is available is option A, an invitation to offer. Option B, an offer. C, an invitation to visit the bookshop. Option D, none of these. Let's check our answer. Option C, an invitation to visit the bookshop. Let's move to our next question, question number 31. A catalog of the goods of a company for sale dash a series of offers, but only an invitation for offers. Is not, in normal cases is, in normal cases is not. Let's check the correct answer. Option B is not is the correct answer. A catalog of the goods of the company for sale is not a series of offers, but only an invitation for offers. Next question, question number 32. An offer does not lapse if the A, offer dies before acceptance. Option B, the offeree dies before acceptance. C, acceptance is made by the offeree in ignorance of the death of the offerer. D, acceptance is made by the offeree with knowledge of the death of the offerer. Let's check the correct answer. The correct answer is option C. Acceptance is made by the offeree in ignorance of death of the offerer. Next question, question number 33. A telephonic acceptance is complete when the offer is A. Spoken into the telephone, B. Heard but not understood by the offerer, C. Heard and understood by the offerer, D. Is received, heard and understood by some person in the offerer house. Let's check our answer. It's C. Option C, heard and understood by the offerer. Next question, question number 34. With regard to the contractual capacity of a person of unsound mind, which one of the following statement is most appropriate? A. A person of unsound mind can never enter into a contract. B. A person of unsound mind can enter into a contract. C. A person who is usually unsound mind can contract when he is at the time of entering into a contract of sound mind. A person who is occasionally of unsound mind can contract, although at the time of making the contract he is of unsound mind. Let's check the correct answer. A person who is usually of unsound mind can contract when he is at the time of entering into a contract of sound mind. Option C. Next question, question number 3, 35. While obtaining the consent of the promisee, keeping silence by the promiser when he has a duty to speak about the material facts amounts to consent obtained by A. Coercion, B. Misrepresentation, C. Mistake, D. Fraud. Let's check the correct answer. It's D. Fraud. Question number 36. A threatened to commit suicide if the wife did not execute a sale deed in favor of his brother. The wife executed the sale deed. The transaction is option A, viable due to under influence, viable, option B, viable due to coercion, option C, wired being immoral, option D, wired being forbidden by law. Let's check the correct answer. Correct answer is B, viable due to coercion. Next question, question number 37. A contract which is vitiated by undue influence is declared as one of the following by the Indian Contract Act. Option A, invalid, B, void, C, illegal, D, voidable. Let's check our correct answer. A contract which is vitiated by undue influence is declared as which one of the following by the Indian Contract Act? The correct answer is option D, violable. Next question, question number 38. Which of the following amount to fraud? 1. Active concealment of the fact. B. 2. Promise made without any intention of performing it. 3. Breach of the duty which gains an advantage to the person committing it. 4. Including mistake as to subject matter. Which of the following is amount to fraud? Option A, 1 and 2 means active concealment of the fact and promise made without any intention of the performing it. Option B, 2 and 3 promise made without any intention of performing it. 3. Breach of the duty which gain an advantage to the person committing it. Option C, 3 and 4. 3 is breach of duty which gains an advantage to the person committing it, and 4 is inducing mistakes as to subject matter. and option D, active concealment of fact, inducing mistakes as to subject matter. Let's check the correct answer, which is the correct option. The correct option is option A, 1 and 2, that is active concealment of fact and promise made without any intention of performing it. Next question, question number 39. Factors vitiating consent are A, coercion, undue influence, option B, fraud, misrepresentation, option C, mistake, D, all of these. Let's check our correct answer. Factors vitiating consent are all of these, whether it may be coercion, undue influence, fraud, misrepresentation, or mistakes. All of these are factors vitiating consent. Misrepresentation means A, unwarranted assertion, B, any breach of duty without an intent to deceive, C, innocent mistake, D, all of these. Let's check our correct answer. Misrepresentation means all of the above, whether it is unwarranted assertion, any breach of duty without an intent to deceive, or option C, innocent mistake. All of the above are misrepresentation. Next question, number 41. If a party stands in a fiduciary relation to the others, A, he cannot dominate, B, he can dominate the will of another, C, the trust should be maintained, D, none of these. Let's check our answer. The correct answer is B, he can dominate the will of another. Let's move to our next question, question number 42. A person is deemed to be in position to dominate the will of another if he is A, holds real or apparent authority, B, stands in a fiduciary relationship, option C, both A and B, 1 and 2, option D, either 1 or 2. Let's check the correct answer. It's option C, both 1 and 2. That means holds real or apparent authority, or B, stands in fiduciary relationship. Let's move to our next question, question number 43. If both the parties to a contract believe in existence of a subject which in fact does not exist, the agreement would be A, unenforceable, B, void, C, voidable, D, none of these. Let's check our correct answer. Option B, void, is the correct answer. Next question, question number 44. For a valid contract, both the parties should have given their consent. The consent should be free. Option C, both 1 and 2, means both the parties should have given their consent and the consent should be free. Option D or option D, either both the parties should have given their consent or the consent should be free. Let's check our correct answer. It's option C, both 1 and 2, means both the parties should have given their consent and also the consent should be free to be a valid contract. Question number 45. When both the parties to an agreement are under a mistake as to matter of fact essentials to an agreement, the agreement is A, void, B, valid, C, voidable, D, illegal. Let's check the correct answer. It's option A, void. Next question 46. In Indian Contract Act, the term consensus Eden means A. Parties under a mistake, B. Parties under the free consent, C. Parties agreeing upon the same thing in the same sense, D. None of these. Let's check our correct answer. The correct answer is parties agreeing upon the same thing in same sense is termed as consensus ad idem. Let's move to the next question. Question number 47. To prove undue influence, the plaintiff has to prove that a relation A, option A, the relations subsisting between the parties are such that the defendant was in the position to dominate the will of the plaintiff. B, defendant used that position to obtain an unfair advantage from the plaintiff. C, both 1 and 2. D, none of these. Let's check the correct answer. The correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. That means the relations subsisting between the parties are such that the defendant was in a position to dominate the will of the plaintiff. The defendant used that position to obtain an unfair advantage from the plaintiff. Let's move to our next question. Question number 48. The validity of the contract is not affected by A, mistake of fact, option B, mistake of Indian law, option C, mispresentation, option D, fraud. Let's check the correct answer. The correct answer is option B, mistake of Indian law. Next question, question number 49. Unlawful agreement comprise option A, illegal agreement, option B, immoral agreements only, option C, agreements opposed to public policy only, option D, all the agreements mentioned above. Let's check the correct answer. It's option D, all the agreements mentioned above. All. Next question, question number 50. The exceptions to the rule that an agreement in restraint of trade is void are contained in A, option A, provisions of section 27 of the Contract Acts only, option B, section 11, 36, 54 and 55 of the Partnership Act only, option C, both the above mentioned provisions of the Contract Act and the Partnership Act respectively, option D, none of the above provisions. Let's see the correct answer. The correct answer is option A, the provisions of section 27 of the Contract Act only. The exception to the rule that an agreement of restraint of the trade is void are contained in option A, the provisions of section 27 of Contract Act only.